Hey, what's up, folks? It's Chad Forster again, natural bodybuilder, coming at you with a check-in and a video topic for this week. Um, I recorded like 15 minutes of video like a doorknob, and I ran out of time on my phone and it clicked off. So this is the second take. Hopefully it's better than the first one. But anyway, so did my check-in yesterday with my coach Brian with C620 Nutrition out of Louisiana. We do via internet training, and he's the best thing since sliced bread. Just a genius, and really has brought me into my game and done a lot of stuff for me to get me to that next level. But I can't say enough about Brian and the team. We had a whole lot of folks that were competing in Louisiana at Southern Muscle. So congrats to all those folks and what they put up. Some great results, and Brian's check-in response was today, a day late, but I understand. 12 people in a show and wrangling 12 people, it's like herding cats when you talk about bodybuilders. So anyway, came in at about 188 flat for weight, and that was down about a pound and some change. So actually, no, it was 3 pounds some change. I was 191 and some change before on Wednesday. So your body's going to react to fluids and things, and it's not necessarily something you got to freak out about when you're this close to the end. A higher carb day. I don't have a high carb day, but my medium day, which is on my lifting days, I'm taking in 250 grams of carbs in that day. So you come off of a low carb day and go to a high, your glycogen levels get somewhat restored a little bit, and you kind of hold some weight. But anyway, I felt really good about some posing tweaks that we made earlier in the week. Brian made some minor adjustments to some hand placements and some different things, and some foot placements, and some different tweaks that really present the physique that I have a lot better than before. So I'm really happy with that. And I asked Brian. I can't lie to anybody. I was a little freaked out last year. This time, it seemed like my glutes were more feathered. I had a little bit more separation in my quads. But the plan is he's not really freaking out, because the plan is to come in at the heaviest weight I've been, holding the most muscle. And he said, we'll get the conditioning. I'm not worried about the conditioning. He said conditioning didn't get you beat last year. Last year where you fell a little short with some of the size. So when you look at my competitors that we got down to the final pose down for the overall in Tampa and DeKalb. Those two cats, I ain't gonna lie, they brought conditioning and then some, but they had me on some size. My quads. Jason had me in Tampa with his legs were freaky. So he was conditioned to no other, but his legs beat me bad. So we focused on that for this year in the off season. And then Clint in DeKalb, he came in and he had some serious back stuff going on that I fell a little short in the back department. So we worked hard on that. So that's one reason why I really believe that having a coach in the off season is just as important as having a coach through nutrition and prep, because you guys got to be on the same page and understand what the plan is, and then develop that plan around what your goal is going to be and get there. So that's what we did, and I really think that I'm happy with where we're at right now. I'm 2 weeks out as of yesterday, so today would be 1 week 6 days. So who's counting? I'm counting down to where I can eat. But so anyway, it's I feel really good about where I'm at mentally. Some of the low carb days, like today is my second low carb day in a row. This I'm on an A-B routine, so I got a week A and a week B. Week B is on 2 days off a day, on 2 days off 2 days. It's kind of how that week kind of lines up. But anyway, it's it's really hard to be on 2 low carb days when basically what I'm getting right now is 20 grams per meal. And I got 6 meals, but one of them, the first meal, doesn't have any carbs in it at all. So, and then on my check-in, what Brian's done is he's dropped on my medium days, which is my lifting days. Normally I have 250 grams of carbs spread out over 5 meals. I don't take any carbs in my first meal. Now I'm not taking any carbs in my first 2 meals, so it's going to be basically a 50 carb drop. So I'll be at 200 on my medium days and 100 carbs on my low days. So anyway, you start it's tough on you mentally, it's tough on you physically. You get really lethargic. You just got to get through it. You know, it's a lot of people talk about it. You know, there's a lot of videos from Paul Ravella. There's a lot of videos from Cliff Wilson. A lot of people that mention, you know, a lot of the great coaches talk about that dark place, and you get in there. I mean, you get in there, and you got to kind of hang in there and live. And I look at it as this. I mean, I can really physically and emotionally and mentally, I can do anything for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I mean, if I know what the time frame is. Now, if somebody says, okay, you're going to be on 100 grams of carbs a day, and I'll let you know when you're going to get off, that'd be really hard for me, because I kind of got to have, it's like you kind of build yourself up. It's kind of like at work. You know, you work, you know what time you're going to get off. Your day kind of formulates for that. Then something throws you a wrench, which in my job, that happens a lot. That you get you messed up, and mentally it's hard to wrap around it and get your plan in, because you don't know when you're going to get off work. And it's just having a definitive timeline helps me. So knowing that I've got 2 weeks until my first show, and then another week, and then I do my other show, I can do anything for 3 weeks. It's just the way it works, the way my mind works. So anyway, but that's pretty much check-in. I think that we're in good shape. I like it. I like where we're at, and I've got a plan, and we'll stick to it. The next thing I want to talk about is our topic, and the topic is just going to be kind of social media and how it all helps the kind of the fitness industry, bodybuilding world, how it all wraps up. And you know, it's like 7 degrees of separation when it comes to bodybuilders. There's a lot of us, but we're still a pretty tight-knit group. And when you look at, like, I don't know Doug Miller, but I know a lot about him through, you know, Paul Ravella is a core nutritionals athlete. Cliff Wilson used to be one. I know that, you know, that core nutritionals, and then Mark Loveliner, there's connections with those guys. They know each other. They're friends. You know, there's all these different people, and it's like almost through social media, it's like you know them. You know, I don't have a personal relationship with Mark Loveliner, but his brother Aaron I do, because we competed together in Illinois a couple times, and Aaron and I are pretty good friends, and you know, it's Mark's older brother, and all this kind of stuff, you know. And then I know that Isabel Norton just got sponsored by MTS. Well, Isabel, I met her when Lane used to be my coach for the first shows, and had dinner, had breakfast. We, you know, talked to her, and you know, you got all these different people, and it's such a great atmosphere, and to meet all these people. Social media allows that. And then the second part of that is I've met so many people, even in this last contest prep, through Instagram. I got more action on Instagram. I wasn't very active before, mainly Facebook and stuff, but I got more active on Instagram and stuff, and I met people through Instagram that I never knew before. But yet, one of the guys that was in a show last week, you know, I've been talking to him back and forth. He's going to try to come out to Tampa, which is awesome. You know, we're going to get to see face to face and go eat dinner afterwards. And we met on Instagram on a social media platform. You know, it's just really cool how that works. But the support that I've gotten from family, friends, and then bodybuilders that I really don't know, but just know them through social media, it's crazy the amount of support that you get. And we all know, everybody that's in this industry, we all know how hard it is when you get this close. You're 2 weeks out, you're depleted, you just want it to be done. I enjoy the process. The stage piece is, I can't wait to get on stage and show what I've put in. But you get to a point where it's really hard mentally and emotionally. And then for somebody to, you know, I've been like challenging my glute feathering and challenging my quad separation. And then to have somebody say, you know, that, you know, has got their chops, and they, you know, say, well, for one thing, Tiger Fitness commented on one of my Instagrams, hey, your vascularity looks like you're stage ready. You know, that meant a lot to me. Those guys, that they're in the business. You know, I'm not sure who does their Instagram stuff for Tiger Fitness, but you know, I shop there. I MTS, all my MTS products come from there. I've been on MTS Wave for 2 years. I swear by the gains I made as quality protein I've been putting in through MTS Way. You know, all this stuff. But anyway, that's a shameless plug for MTS. But that's the stuff that really gets me through. All these people that I met through social media, and I can't thank them enough for the comments that they make and the positive reinforcement and that stuff. Now, another part of social media that I wanted to focus on is a little bit, I consider it a negative aspect. So many of us want to get sponsored. There's a lot of different reasons. For our bodybuilders are ego trips. I mean, I've got an ego. I do. It is what it is. And I want to be a sponsored athlete. I'd love that. But I also am very selective and want to be a sponsored athlete by somebody that it's beneficial for both parties. I am a businessman. I run a retail store, and operationally, I know all the stuff, the ins and outs. I know what it means. They got to have some aspect of benefit from it financially. But then I also see that there's a lot of supplement companies out there that's all they want is the benefit. They don't care about the person. And these are the people that are going to charge you something. I got one the other day that says, we want you to be, we're launching this new supplement program. We want you on the ground floor. You're great, blah, 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 blah. They show you everything you want to know, being an egomaniac, that you're going to be like, oh, this is the stuff. Well, at the end of it, it turns out they want me to be an athlete, but they want all their athletes to be certified personal trainers. I don't have any aspirations to be a certified trainer. So, but it's like, just for $90, we'll give you these letters after your name. It's a super easy online course, and we'll only charge you $90. Well, there's the hook. Most people will be like, well, it's only $90, and then I'll be a personal trainer. Well, you're not going to have the initials that you need after your name. You're not going to have the great, the great thousands of dollars it costs to get a personal training certificate through some of these people. It's $90. And then the other side of that, they feel like, well, if you don't think you get what you need, then you're not going to go after them for $90. It's only $90. Ain't worth the trouble. But what they offer, a lot of these supplement companies, will say, we're going to give you a discount code that's going to get you a savings on your supplements. So you got to buy from them. So they're looking for people to buy their product. So, and then you have to peddle that product to your friends where you get some money back and this and that and the other. I want to be part of a company that's reputable, part of a company that has great products with great ingredients and non-proprietary blends. And, I want to be part of a, you see, like Core Nutritionals and MTS, I follow them all on social media, and I see how they interact with their employees and then their sponsored athletes and what they do and all these different things. That's kind of what I'm looking at. I want something like that because they're a family. And you can tell. I mean, you can tell they take care of their athletes, and you're going to get a monthly stipend of product that you're going to use, not junk, that you wouldn't use, or a lot of people just have their discount code for all these different clothing companies, all this crap, and they don't use that stuff. They don't buy that stuff. It's like, well, I got all these different sponsorships. Well, I mean, I could tell you I sponsor you and give you something, a 10% discount on buying ink pens. Do you want to be a sponsored athlete with ink pen sponsorship? That's dumb. So anyway, be careful. Be really careful. Make sure if you're going to jump on board with a sponsorship, make sure it's something that you both benefit from, and make sure it's the people you want to represent. I mean, after all, when you look at it, it's your reputation. Do you want some 16, 18-year-old kid to jump on the bandwagon with what your brand that you're representing that you don't even take, or something that you don't even know about? You don't know about the product. You don't know how it's made. It's full of fillers. It's full of garbage. It doesn't work. I don't. I just don't. I mean, I will buy my supplements, and I'll pay full price for everything I get, because I want to put the best in my body that I can to get the most out of it. Again, I'm a 46-year-old natural bodybuilder. Gains are hard to come by, believe me. And the gains that I make are fought, scratched, and clawed for, and I'm not going to give them up because I want to be a sponsored athlete. So anyway, that's my 2 cents, and that's what it is. So, hey, follow me, subscribe, do your thing, Instagram, Snapchat, all that good stuff. Let me know. You got anything you want me to talk about or whatever, I'm game, but we'll see you next time.